We're going to take a different look at adding and subtracting positive and negative integers. And I'm going to kind of focus myself on doing a number line with these. So I'm going to think of my number line. I'm going to think about that 0 right in the middle. I'm going to have things that are positive over here, things that are negative over here. So one of two things are going to happen. I'm either going to end up with everything on two sides of my 0, or I'm going to end up with everything on one side. Now, if things end up on if they end up on two sides of my 0, I'm going to go ahead and subtract my numbers in. If they all end up with everything on one side of my 0, then I'm going to go ahead and add those numbers. So let's go ahead and take a look at my first set of numbers. So again, I'm going to look to the future. It is a positive 5, so I'm going to go ahead and put positive 5 on my number line. And 4, I'm going to look to the future, and it's a positive also, and I've got 4. Since they're all on one side of my 0, I'm going to go ahead and add those two numbers together. 4 plus 5 is 9, and they are all on the positive side, so it's going to be a positive 9. Okay, let's take a look at another one here. So I'm going to go ahead and start thinking about my line. I have my positives and my negatives. 5 is a positive. 4 is a negative. Looking right to the future is a negative 4. Okay, so this time I have numbers on two sides of my 0. So just as a reminder, we're going to go ahead and subtract those two numbers. So 5 minus 4 gives me 1. Now becomes the big debate. What sign should that 1 have? Okay, since negative 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4 steps away from 0, 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps away from 0. Since this 5 is further away from the 0, it gets to keep its sign. So it's going to be a positive 1 in this case. Okay, so let's take a look at another one now. I'm going to go ahead and draw my line. Think about that 0. Put that negative 5 on my number line and that positive 4 on my number line. Okay, I do see it's on two sides of my equation, so I'm going to take 5 minus 4. Okay, now 5 in this case is one step further away from 0 than 4 is. Since 5 is on the negative side, my answer is going to keep with the negative, so it's going to be negative 1 for my answer. Okay, here's another one. Draw my line. I have my 0, I have my positives, and I have my negatives. Look into the future. I have a negative 5. Looking to the future, I have a negative 4. They're all on one side, so I'm going to add them. So 5 plus 4 is 9. They're all on the negative side, so it's going to end up being negative 9. Now we're going to get into some of the subtracting things, and that can be kind of tricky. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that subtraction sign. So if I get rid of it, I'm going to add a line here, but then I have to add a line here. Okay, then I'm going to go and think about that number line of mine. I have 5, so I'm looking to the future. And 4 is going to be negative 4 in this case. So they're on opposite sides, so I'm going to go ahead and subtract them. 5 is my bigger number, and it's on the positive side, so it's going to be a positive 1. Okay, again, I'm going to change it, and that also adds a line to the number, or the sign right in front of my 4. So I have to think about positive 5, and positive 4. Since they're on the same side, I'm going to add them together. I'm trying to give you answers there, sorry. And it's on the positive side, so it's going to be a positive 9. Okay. Again, I'm going to change the sign, change the sign. Look to the future. Look to the future. They're on the same side, so I'm going to go ahead and add them. They are on the negative side of my line, so it's going to be a negative 9. Okay, one last one here, guys. So bear with me here. Okay, so I'm going to change it to a positive and add my second line. Negative 5. See, negative 5. And then I have a positive 4. They're on opposite sides, so I'm going to subtract. 5 is a lot further away from 0, so it's going to be a negative 1.